What started out as a cloudless day is given away to gray clouds with mixed sunshine as the Oxford Wildcats come in to take on the Lake Orion Dragons. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Doug Corliss along with Jack Dietrich. And Jack, talking to Coach Schrammick before the game, we talked about the Clarkston game, and he said it was all missed opportunities on the Dragons' part.
That's exactly right. You know, you looked at that game, and Clarkston committed 7 errors, which is a huge number. And when you can't pull out enough runs to win a game after the other team commits 7 errors, you know, you have missed opportunities.
That's all it was. Oxford comes in, and their head coach, Jeff Willis, says they're 5-10, but with a couple breaks here and there, they could have had their record turned around, be 10-5.
And that's how baseball works. I mean, just a few plays here and there, you know, just like going back to the Lake Orion-Clarkston game. They had a bunch of opportunities with all those errors, and they just couldn't commit.
And for the Dragons today, Nick Deeg starts on the mound. He started last week against Clarkston. And another good sign is that over the weekend, the Dragons were able to go to Farmington and win the Farmington tournament.
That was a big tournament to win.
So with that, the Dragons are on the field. We will set the defense for you. Nick Deeg is on the mound, pitching to Connor Grant behind the plate. And at first is Roman Kuster. Number 5, Ryan Lambrecht, is at second. Dan Hunter's the third baseman. Nick Vogelmeyer, the shortstop. The outfield has Brandon Clements in left, Josh Bays in center, and Brad Schanzer in right field. Talking to Coach Willis at Oxford, and he said he's got a great mix of juniors and seniors, a lot of balance in there, and the young guys have been getting a lot of chance to play, so he's pretty happy about, you know, the lookout for next year for his squad.
Well, one thing he talked about was the fact that some of his juniors have actually been in the program for a few years now.
Right, and that's huge. So we're ready for action, and here to bring in the play-by-play, here's Jack.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're ready for Dragon baseball here as we see a little conference before the game on the mound. Leading off for Oxford is number 21, Vinny Griffith. He is the left fielder tonight. Connor Grant shakes hands with the home plate umpire, and it looks like we're about ready for baseball.
Yeah, those home plate umpires like the catchers to know that, you know, they're going to protect them a little bit. They wear padding, but you know what? The knees and the ankles still come into play. It's nice to have a catcher that's good at blocking the plate.
First pitch called strike on the outside corner from Deeg. Deeg, 6'6" left-hander. Outside, pushes the count to 1-1.
Not a lot of wind, and it's blowing straight in from center field today. Last week we had wind blowing, and that's one thing Coach Schrammick said, that he felt the wind was actually blowing into the plate. We thought it was a crosswind, but there just weren't any balls got up in that stiff wind.
Yeah, and sitting up here, you could feel the wind coming right in as he takes strike 2.
Yeah, we kind of made some allowances of bringing clipboards in and paperweights and everything else, because we had paper all over this press box last week.
I'm sure you could hear it on the broadcast, too. Pitch is high, and that's going to run the count full. The pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that's going to be the first out of the first inning. It's a quick strikeout for Nick Deeg.
Yeah, good pitch on the outside part of the plate, and he took his cut, but it's tough reaching out for that, pitch outside on the black.
That'll bring in the left-hander, Colin McGean. He takes a first pitch strike, and a first pitch strike is huge in in baseball, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a sign of if a pitcher's going to have a good outing, if he gets a lot of first pitch strikes.
Takes ball 1 inside, maybe a tad low.
Good off-speed pitch.
You know, I noticed that McGean kind of loads up for power. Did you see that?
Yeah,
brings his back down.
Yeah, he's pretty active in that batter's box. He keeps the bat moving. Crowds the plate. Opens his stance up right at the last minute.
And a swing and a miss, and that'll be a second strikeout here in the first. So quickly 2 outs. Deeg showing good velocity and good control so far.
Here's number 7, Travis Shufflin.
Looks like he's had pretty good control of his off-speed pitch so far.
Former Dragon, Travis Shufflin's up. Playing third base today. They'll wind up in the pitch. And it is swung and driven into left field.
Foul.
Just foul.
He got around good on a fastball, just pulled it foul. That had a good solid crack to it.
That was definitely extra bases if that stays fair. The 0-2 pitch is outside, 1-2. That's the nice thing about baseball, and it can be the bad thing about baseball. Even when you get a good hit, sometimes it can just be a strike. Check swing, appeal down, and it is a ball.
Yeah, he checked it. He didn't go through on it. I don't know if the home plate umpire brought a broom with him, but we can hardly see home plate.
Swing and a miss, and Nick Deeg strikes out the side in order. It's a quick and painless inning here in the top of the first. We will be right back on ONTV's presentation of high school baseball.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Terminos or Fox Sports Detroit.
Going into the bottom half of the first inning, and Jack, if you're going to start a half inning, that's the way to do it. Strike out the side.
In order, for that matter, he was controlling the strike zone, which is big. He was firing it in there. He was pitching to good counts, and with nothing but a hard foul ball, that was pretty good.
We will remind you that DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. DVD copies at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. PJ Piesco is the starting pitcher for Oxford, and Coach Willis is real high on this left-hander.
Yeah, he thinks highly of him. Probably their number 1 pitcher, and we'll see what he has in store for us today.
Left-handed junior.
On the mound for the Wildcats today, number 22, P.J. Piesco.
So leading off for Lake Orion is going to be their staple leadoff hitter, Nick Vogelmeyer, the shortstop.
Stepping into the box for the Dragons.
Here's number 2, Nick Vogelmeyer.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. You need a guy like Nick Vogelmeyer leading off your lineup. Spark plug, makes contact, good speed, puts the ball in play. Just the kind of guy you need to lead off your program.
I mean, he hit .380 last season, and that's something you really need when you want to get runners on base. So the first pitch offering is taken low, 1-0. Vogelmeyer, a right-hander, knees bent, the pitch. It's a called strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Fiasco looks like he's got pretty good velocity on his fastball, too.
And unlike the pitcher for Clarkson, he seems to work a little bit quicker. Swing and a short ground ball to the shortstop. The throw over to first gets him by about 1 step, and that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up
little slow roller.
1 down for the Dragons. Here's number 12, Connor
Good charge
Grant.
by the shortstop, Sean Donaldson. Scooped it up, fired a rocket over to first to get him by a step.
Connor Grant steps to the plate and hits a rocket to center field. The center fielder will not get it, bounces past him. This could mean second base, takes the wide turn, but Grant's going to wisely go back to first. So it's a runner on first here for the powerful left-hander, Nick Deeg.
That was a pretty routine fly ball.
1 on for the Dragons. Stepping into the box, number 25, Nick Deeg.
Number 11, Colin McGee, looked like he took a step back, then had to run in for it and had to play it on a hop. But that looked like a very catchable ball.
It looked to be about 2 feet in front of him. And, I think he got nervous when it started to fall quickly, and that's what caused the ball to get past him.
Number 3, Joe Turnbull.
The runner on first, the pitcher goes from the stretch. The pitch, and it is fouled off. It's going to get out of play.
Yeah, Joe Turnbull came in to run for Connor Grant. It's the courtesy runner.
In high school baseball, courtesy runners are pretty much pinch runners for pitchers and catchers. Curveball is taken for a strike.
Good off-speed pitch. That kind of froze Nick Deeg.
Chopper to the shortstop. They go to second for 1. Throw on to first is not in time, so it is a fielder's choice. And keep a runner on first with 2 out.
Yeah, he high hopped the
2 outs for the Dragons.
The shortstop, Sean Donaldson, kind of had to wait for the
Here's
ball to
number 5,
come from.
the second
Just did a
baseman, Ryan
nice little
Lambrecht.
sidearm flip over to second for the force.
That'll bring up Ryan Lambrecht, the second baseman today. With another courtesy runner, that being number 22, Miles Hardy for Nick Deeg. We're getting a break in the action as the home plate umpire takes note. Fiesco's ready. A pickoff throw is not in time. Two outs here in the bottom of the first. No score. Runner on first. Ryan Lambrecht at the plate. Off-speed pitch for a called strike.
Oh, the catcher had to lean over quite a bit to his left to pick that up.
Quick pickoff. Runner's back. Roman Kuster on deck, if they can get him up this inning. The pitch is high, 1-1. Lambrecht looks to coach Andy Schramek for signs. Way inside, had to back out of the way a little bit. Lambrecht stands at 6'2". He is a senior. Another throw, and looks like they're a little worried about Miles Hardy taking off. Swing and a pop-up. Travis Shufflin will watch it fall out of play.
Just over the porta-john. Yeah, no, first baseman Jordan Anderson is holding Miles Hardy on pretty close, but 2 out. Usually the first base, because he's left a big hole in between the first baseman and the second baseman.
Way outside. That'll put the count full. Expect the runner to take off from first.
So, you know, with a full count, the first baseman can play back.
You already know that the runner on first is going to be taken off. There he goes. And it is low and away, and he walked him. So make that runners on first and second for Roman Kuster, the first baseman.
With 2 Dragons on, here's number 8, the first baseman, Roman Kuster.
Yeah, Kuster's your typical first baseman, 6'5", big guy.
Fouled back.
Another shot over onto the JV field.
It's almost comical how many balls go over on that field.
Not many come back. Again, we got to give a shout out to the grounds crew here because they did a beautiful job. The field looks wonderful.
Ball taken outside. It's 1-1.
Miles Hardy's getting a big lead off second base.
Shortstop's checking in on him. Big curveball. Pickoff throw to first is in the dirt, but picked by the first baseman.
Yeah, if he could have gotten something on that throw, they had a chance at him.
Ball low.
Big hole. The left fielder is playing more over toward the line. The center fielder just a little shaded to right. There's a big hole in the gap in left center.
It's not really a gap that you'd like to leave for a right-handed hitter. And he
that's
hits
where
it
he
right
put
into
it.
the gap, and this could be extra bases. One run's going to come around to score. We'll see if they send him. And they stop him at third. Runner stops at second, and it is an RBI double for Roman Kuster.
Dragon run scores on the Kuster double. Here's number 7, Brad Schenzer.
Yeah, we saw that the left fielder, Vinny Griffith, was maybe 15, 20 feet from the line. And with the center fielder shaded over towards second, that's right where Kuster put it. Right in that gap in left center. Drove home a run.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Brad Schenzer, who looks at ball 1. Runners on second and third. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. PJ Piesco pitches out of the stretch, or out of the windup with a runner on third. Ball low and away, 2-1. Schenzer will be pitching in the second game of this doubleheader. Foul ball hit straight back.
We have no fear back here because like we said, we have chain link in front of us and glass and everything. We just have no fear. We can live dangerously up here.
Curveball.
Just missed. Good pitch.
Catcher framed it, but couldn't get the call. Swing and another foul ball. Counts at 2-2. As as we hear the faint sound of a car horn in the background.
That might have been where the foul ball hit.
Pitch to Schanzer is in the dirt, and that's ball 4. So now the bases are loaded for Josh Bays.
Bases loaded with Dragons. Here's number 24, the center fielder, Josh Bays.
Bays is playing center field today. It's a ground ball, or a pass ball, and this is going to get through and score a run. So move the runners up, and it is now a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah, the ball was low and just got under the glove of Josh Arndt, the catcher, and run came in, and the pitcher, P.J. Piesco, was a little late with his break to the plate.
Swing and a miss by Josh Bays. Another swing and a miss, and that's going to make the count 1-2. Runners in scoring position. Bender, oh, they're going to call it
Got him. He was just a little late on a call.
Late called strike here to end the bottom of the first. It is a 2-0 ball game. Couple runs score for the Dragons. We will be right back on ONTV's presentation of Varsity Baseball.
We end the first inning with the Dragons leading 2-0.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
We are back here in Lake Orion. It is a 2-0 ball game in favor of Lake Orion. Headed to the top of the 6th, or top of the second. And Nick Deeg is still on the mound.
Yeah, that was an interesting inning for the half inning for the Dragons. 2 runs, only 2 hits, couple of walks, and it's the old thing. You know, walks will come back to haunt you. And good timely double by Roman Kuster, and again another, drove in another run, then another run come in on a passed ball.
See Connor Grant go out to the mound to have a quick talk with Nick Deeg, and he's headed back.
Yeah, the umpire does have a broom with him, but it looks like it's been
We head
around
into
for
the top
about
of the
4
second,
years. It's
leading off
nothing
for the
but
Wildcats,
nibs left.
number 8, Brennan Orr.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Brennan Orr. Left-hander. Little eccentric with his pre-at-bat warm-up.
Does keep his hands moving, doesn't he?
0-1. The wind-up in the pitch is way outside, 1-1.
Dragons pretty much straight up in the outfield. Normal depth on the infield with the second baseman, shortstop back.
Called strike makes the count 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be the 4th strikeout in a row for Nick Deeg.
They've all been swinging too, but that ball was really out
One
of the
down
strike
for the
zone.
Wildcats.
He lunged at it,
Jeremy White.
and I'll give him credit. He swung at the ball and missed, and then dropped the ball and started running for first base.
When in doubt, take off.
When in doubt, take off.
First pitch is a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Jeremy White up to the plate is the designated hitter today. Takes a ball low and away, 1-1. Another pitch outside. It is 2-1.
Yeah, head coach Jeff Willis is also a third base coach for the Wildcats.
It is a fly ball to the left fielder. He'll play it on one hop, get it in quickly, and it is a single for Jeremy White.
Yeah, good contact on the ball. And unlike the first hit for the Dragons by Connor Grant, where it was a playable ball, that thing was hit on a rope.
At the plate for the Wildcats, number 2.
It had to be played on a hop by Brandon Clements.
Brings up Josh Arndt, the catcher. Takes a ball outside. Catcher Connor Grant looks the runner back to first. Deeg looks over to first and pickoff throw. Runner's back in time. Pickoff throw again. Almost got him. Not quite in time. Aggressive lead by number 3, Jeremy White. The pitch is a ground ball foul. After that last pickoff throw, it looks like Jeremy White got a little bit closer to the bag instead of his large lead.
He wasn't that aggressive anymore.
Low and away, runner goes, throw down to second, is going to get into center field, but not far enough to let the runner go to third, and it is a runner at second on the stolen base.
Yeah, Connor Grant never really had a chance to get him. By the time the throw got to second base, he was already in, starting to dust himself off. Connor kind of heard the throw, went into center field, no advance by the runner.
Counts at 3-1 as Arndt steps out of the box. Another chop foul. Chased down by Coach Andy Schrammick.
Jeremy White was halfway to third base on that one. He could have walked to third.
Full count pitch is swung on and missed, and that's the 5th strikeout for Nick Deeg. Besides that single, it's been nothing but strikeouts for Deeg.
Yeah, pitch high up around the letters.
2 down for the Wildcats. There's number 22, P.J. Piesko.
Bring in the pitcher, P.J. Piesko. Called strike.
Good
be a
breaking
slider.
ball. Good breaking ball. That was right at his shoulder and just broke in nice.
Piesko stands right at the plate, straight up. Runner goes, and it is swung on and hit to the first baseman. Runner's taking off for home, but it is stepped on, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. After 1.5 innings, we have a score of 2-0, and we will be right back on ONTV's presentation of Lake Orion Baseball.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
2-0 as we go into the bottom of the second. Lake Orion over Oxford. We will tell you that you can go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our new studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in sparkling high definition on demand. ONTV, working to bring Lake Orion to the world. We'll give a little shout and a nice hello to Rachel, who's running our video and our scoreboard today, doing a wonderful job. And as we go to the bottom of the second, here's Jack.
PJ Piesco back on the mound for Oxford. Due up for the Dragons is number 20, Nolan Page. So we see the last warm-up pitch and throw down to second.
Oops. Well, as an infielder, they want to whip the ball around, look sharp, and look really good, and then the second baseman flubs the throw from the catcher.
We move to the Dragon half of the second.
That's just how it goes, doesn't it?
What are you
Leading
going to
off,
do?
number 20, the DH, Nolan Page.
Nolan Page up. The first pitch from Piesco is in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. It is 1-0. Oh, that hit him in the head. Tosses the bat away, and he's not going to let that phase him as he heads right down to first.
And that, my friend, is why you wear a batting helmet.
That would have hurt a lot more if it wasn't for that helmet.
And now, with the ear flaps and everything, the head is
first.
really pretty well protected.
Here's number 9, the third baseman, Daniel Hunter.
Bring up Daniel Hunter. First pitch shows bunt. Almost hit him.
And the batting helmets today have a lot more padding than they used to have in them.
Shows bunt. Bunts right back to the pitcher. This should do the job. Throw over to first is just in time. So you hear some grunts from the crowd. And it is one away, but it gets the job done. It moves the runner up to second. Now you've got a guy in scoring position.
One down with the Dragon runner moving to second. At the plate, number 2, Nick Vogelmeyer.
First pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1.
And Nick was out short to first time up in the first inning.
Fly ball into center field. Center fielder's going back on it. He looks up and bobbles the catch. So this should score the run. Runner's coming home, and he will score without a throw. So score that in error, 2 bases for Nick Vogelmeyer. And it is now a 3-0 ball game.
Wow. The center fielder, Colin McGean, had the ball in his glove, and it popped right out.
The Dragon runner scores on the play. Here at the plate, number 12, the catcher, Connor Grant.
You know, it was impressive to get that far back on the ball, and kind of disappointing for the center fielder McGean to drop it after running all that way.
I don't know if he was thinking that he had to hurry up and get the ball back into the infield, or he didn't watch it in. I don't know, but it was in his glove and came right out of his glove.
First pitch was a breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, Connor singled his first time out and was out on a force.
Runner goes, and it is a chopper up the middle. He grabs it, throw over to first, and throw home. Not in time as Vogelmeyer wisely takes home. Great base running, and it is now a 4-0 ball game.
Good heads-up running by Nick Vogelmeyer. Saw it was a slow chopper over the mound. The second baseman had to wait for it, threw to first, and Nick came around third, and Coach Schrammick waved him home.
2 down for the Dragons, 2 runs in. Here's number 25, the pitcher, Nick Deeg.
So Dragons have 2 runs in without a hit.
Check swing by Nick Deeg. They're going to call it a ball, it would appear.
And that's one of the things that Coach Willis was talking about in the pregame is sometimes the things go for you, sometimes they go against you, and when they do, they just seem to come in bunches.
Little shallow pop up, foul territory. Shuffling cannot get there. It is a foul ball, 1-1.
Nick was safe on a fielder's choice first time up, scored a run.
Breaking ball that stays high, 2-1. Pop up, looks to be playable. The catcher's under it, and he makes the catch, and that will end the inning. Another good inning for the Dragons as they push across 2 more runs to make it a 4-0 ball game. We will be right back here on ONTV.
Dragons add to their lead, 4-0.
Join us on Sunday, May 19th for the 17th Annual Dragon Dash 5K Run and Walk. Whether you run, walk, or just take a leisurely stroll, enjoy a certified course along Joslin Road bike paths, residential streets, and scenic parks. Awards will be handed out to the top male and female finishers in various age divisions. Check-in is at 7:30 a.m. Walkers take off at 8:30 a.m. and runners begin at 9. Cost is $10 on race day to participate. Proceeds benefit Orion Township's programs and events. For more information, call 248-693-0304 extension 140 or visit oriontownship.org.
We are back here in Lake Orion in a 4-0 ball game in favor of the Lake Orion Dragons. Be sure to tune into replays of your favorite games right here on ONTV. Tune in Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the most current games in our lineup. Games are also replayed throughout the week, so check our program guide on our webpage at orionontv.org for replay times that best fit your viewing schedule. Also visit our YouTube link for games on demand. It's www.orionontv.org.
Strange half inning for Lake Orion. They scored 2 without the benefit of a hit. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
As they say, that's baseball.
That's baseball. Jordan Anderson, the first baseman, leads it off. Right-handed batter in against left-handed Nick Deeg. Spins the bat in his hands. That's kind of unusual. Swings right through the first pitch, 0-1.
Kind of interesting, a number you don't see very often in high school baseball, number 56.
Another swing and a miss. Nick Deeg so far has been cruising, giving up 1 hit through 2, struck out 4. Foul tip. He stays alive with a strike 2 count on him. Number 23, the second baseman, David Kitchener, on deck. Inside. Makes count 1 and 2. Dragons back at short and second. Outfield not too deep. And Another swing and a miss.
That's 6 strikeouts for Nick Deeg in only 2 1/3. That's quite impressive.
And they've all been swinging. 1 down. It'll bring up the second baseman.
At the plate for the Wildcats, number 23, David Kitchener.
Another swing and a miss. Vinny Griffith, the left fielder in the on-deck circle, outside, 1-1. 1 down. 4 runs, 2 hits for the Dragons. No runs, 1 hit for the Wildcats. They've committed 1 error. Swing and a miss. Fly ball. Left field. Brandon Clements under it, hauls it in for the first out. Second out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Vinny Griffith. He struck out swinging to open the game. Talking to Coach Schramm before the game.
Here's number 21, said, okay, Vinny Griffith.
You're getting to the end of the season. Is your team where you want it to be? And his answer was kind of interesting. Way outside, curveball got away. He said, I'm never really satisfied with the team. You're always looking to get better. He says, for what we've done, yeah, I'm satisfied with it, but I'm never really satisfied with where the team is. There's always room to get better.
And that's a strong mentality for, in my opinion, one of the best baseball coaches in the state.
Yeah. High. 2-1. 2 down here in the top of the third. Ball low. Makes the count 3-1. Outside, he walked him.
I believe that's the first walk of the day for Nick Deeg. He's had very good control of the strike zone to this point.
Yeah, giving up 1 hit. Struck
One
out
on
6.
for the Wildcats. Here's number 11, Colin McGean.
Colin McGean, the center fielder, struck out in the first. Runner goes. Foul ball down the third baseline.
McGean's had a bit of a troublesome day in center field defensively.
Swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2. Got him.
He is
on the outside corner. After 2.5, it's 4-2 Dragons. We'll be right back.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I pay for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Dragons come up the bottom half of the third inning, and right now Nick Deeg's just got this in cruise control. Oxford has not had an answer for him, through 3 innings.
Oh, he's putting on a strikeout clinic. He's got 7 strikeouts through only 3 innings. That's about as good as it gets right there.
To Oxford's credit, they're taking their cuts. Out of 7, 6 of them have been swinging. This last out of the top of the third was the first called strikeout. So they just haven't found an answer for him yet, but they are going up and taking their hacks. And the thing is, you get up there, you keep swinging. Pretty
we head
soon,
into the
something's
Dragon
going to
half
happen.
of the third. Leading off, number 5, the second baseman, Ryan Lambrecht.
Ryan Lambrecht leads it off in the bottom of the third. He walked, went to second on a pass ball, and scored a run back in the first inning. Fly ball, center field. McDeague going over and made the catch. A little shaded to right, and McDeague had no problem coming in and hauling that one in. That brings up the first baseman,
One
Roman
down for
Kuster.
the Dragons. Here's number 8, first baseman, Roman Kuster.
He had a double into the left center field gap his first time up. Strike.
And you
at
look
the knees.
You look at their outfield now. The left fielder's still playing fairly close to the line, but you see the center fielder has moved to the third base side.
And there's another hit right over the shortstop's glove into left center field for a base hit. David Kitchener gave it all he could. If he'd have been another half-inch taller, he'd have probably caught that. But it ends up being
following
a
Kuster's sharp single. Here's number 7, Brad Schenzer.
Single for Kuster. It's the second hit of the day. Brad Schenzer comes up. He walked first time up. Hop foul or fly ball into right field. And Brennan Orr hauls it in. 2 down. Runner at first. Brings up Josh Bays, the center fielder.
2 down for the Dragons.
Wins slowly
Stepping in, number 24, the center fielder, Josh Bays.
Yeah, Josh struck out first time up. Throw over to first. Didn't look like he really meant it. Kind of a I know you're here throw. 2 fly balls and a single for the Dragons this half inning.
You don't want those base runners getting too comfortable, so those are...
Runner goes, ground ball, third base, long throw, safe. Throw was up the line a little bit, and the first baseman, Jordan Anderson, got it and tried to swipe tag on the way by and just couldn't get him. So that'd be an infield single for Josh Bays.
With Dragons at the
like
corner.
A very good call by the second base umpire who noted that it wasn't that a tag was not made.
That's a hard call for the umpire too, because now for that one he's on the first base side of the mound, but he watched it. First he's got to look and make sure that the ball, the third baseman has the ball. He looks over and it's hard for him to see from that angle if the swipe tag really makes contact or not. The first baseman didn't raise too much of a ruckus, so we have to believe he was right. 1 ball on Nolan Page. Ball gets by the catcher, and that'll get a run in. Another pass ball charged to Josh Arndt.
If history tells us anything, the Dragons should get one more run in this inning.
Josh Bays moved to second.
Dragons scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second. They've got 1 already in the third.
Nolan Page was hit by a pitch first time up. And he ended up scoring a run on the error by the center fielder. Ground ball to third, gets through his legs. Coach Schrammick's waving him in. Throw to the plate, up the line. He's safe, runs in, and Page goes to second.
There's your second run.
There's the second run. That'll be an error on the third baseman. And he took second on the throw home.
Good aggressive base running by the Dragons.
Absolutely.
You know, they They took note of the error quickly and were able to get a run home and a runner to second on the throw home.
And it looked like and we've seen that a lot with. We saw it last week with Dan Hunter that I don't know if they're looking for a hop that isn't there. The infield looks like it's relatively soft, so they're not going to get that big hop. And they're just playing for a hop that isn't there. The ball went right under his glove. We got a little conference out on the mound. I think they're just going out to settle PJ Piesco down a little bit. So we have a
Two Dragon runs in this inning. At the plate, number 9, Daniel Hunter.
Runner on second, 2 out. Daniel Hunter at the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt first time up. Page at second. 6 runs in so far for the Dragons on 4 hits. No runs on 1 hit for Oxford. They've committed 2 errors. Called strike.
Tells you something about the game when you have more runs than hits.
Sometimes it happens. Ball low. And that's about the time. The only thing your coach can do is come out and say, look, just play catch with the catcher, throw strikes. Outside. 2-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ball again. Time called. I think they called a balk on him. When it goes bad all around.
You can visibly see the frustration from PJ Piesco.
And to the umpire's credit, he took the time, went out and explained to him, here's what you did.
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again. Ball high. Wind's picking up a little bit. Flags blowing straight from the center field. Flags blowing straight to left field. Ground ball, second base. High hop to the second baseman throw. Got him. That'll end the inning. But the Dragons strike again with 2. We've played 3, 6-4 Lake Orion. You're watching exclusive coverage of Lake Orion varsity baseball here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Terminus or Fox Sports Detroit.
Six to 4 as we begin the top of the 4th. Dragons leading Oxford Wildcats. Doug Corliss, Jack Dietrich here with you. And we have a pretty cloudy day now. It started out sunny and the clouds looks like the foul weather's going to hold off till after the game. Have you ever wanted to make your own TV show, operate a camera for a live sporting event, be part of our merry crew here at ONTV? Well, ONTV can make it happen. Your first step, though, is to sign up for orientation. It's free and offers you a look behind the scenes of ONTV. Call 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060 or visit our webpage at ONTV.org.
We move along to the top of the 4th, leading off for Oxford. Number 7, Travis Shufflin.
Third baseman Travis Shufflin leads off here in the top of the 4th. Dig. A little high, ball 1. Shufflin struck out swinging in the 1st. Ball outside, 2-0. Fly ball. Back out of play. Tell you what, there's a lot of cars parked over there. I get a little nervous parking over there.
That's why I parked way out there.
2 balls, 1 strike on Shufflin. Foul over to the right side. Back over on the JV field.
Those JV players aren't even fazed by foul balls anymore.
Not anymore. 2-2, nobody out. Swing and a miss, got him.
There's number 8.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 8, Brennan Orr. He struck out.
One down for the Wildcats. Here's number 8, the right fielder, Brennan Orr.
Get a little cross-talking with the PA guy here, but that's all right. We all exist. We coexist. Ball low, 1-0. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dragons. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Oxford. Another ball low.
Starting to see Deeg missing just a little bit. No bad control or anything, but he's falling behind in the last 2 batters.
Swing and a miss, 2-1. That's where you just step back, take a deep breath, kind of get it back together again, and then you just start striking people out again. Swing and a miss. That was an inside pitch, and probably shouldn't have swung at that, but went through anyhow.
If you can break down Nick Deeg's game and say what he's best at, it's probably getting strikeouts.
It's location because he's put the ball all over the strike zone. Inside, outside, high, low. There you go. He just got him to chase an outside breaking or off-speed pitch and struck him out again.
That's 9 strikeouts through 3 2/3. That's
2 down for the Wildcats.
Right.
Here's number 3, the DH, Jeremy White.
And went through. I don't know if he foul tipped it. They called it a strike. And again, there's a first pitch strike for you. Grounded foul. Coach Willis tried to flag it down, but just...
He was on a dead sprint.
He was on a dead sprint for it. 0-2, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Deeg stops. He's going to get a new set of signs from Connor Grant. Umpire comes out.
I think what the umpire is saying is that even though the batter had called time, time isn't given until the umpire signals it.
Yeah, he's having a little talk with Jeremy White, saying, ask me first. Ground ball foul down the left field line.
Just a mild miscommunication, no big deal. Get on with the game.
Umpire's in charge of the game. Boy, that looked like a nice pitch. Nice off-speed pitch. Must have been a little low. All 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Swing and a miss. There's another. Struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We finished 4.5. Dragons lead 6-4. We'll be right back.
Orion Neighborhood Television is proud to serve the community of Lake Orion. With our brand new studio and high-definition equipment, we continue to be the voice of Lake Orion, helping the community create and communicate through television. ONTV is your gateway to be seen and heard. For a small fee, we provide the classes necessary for residents to become ONTV volunteers. To learn more about how you can volunteer at ONTV, call 248-693-3377 or stop by our studio at 1349 Joslin Road at the Orion Center.
Going into the bottom of the 4th, Dragons coming up leading 6-4, and it's pretty much been the Nick Deeg show.
What's he have, 10 strikeouts now?
10 strikeouts,
Through 4 innings.
9 of them swinging. He's only had 1 on a call third. And the Dragons are just cruising.
And something that, what that 9 strikeouts swinging tells you is that they don't know where he's going to pitch it, but they know he's throwing strikes.
And that's what we talked about. He's had such great command of the strike zone. He's put him inside or thrown him outside, then busted him inside, pitched him inside, then had him chasing one outside. It's what you call a pitcher in control of his game.
You know, he not only is he throwing inside and outside, he's also got different pitches. He's got the fastball, he's got the curveball going. He's just in control today.
And again, that Oxford's committed 2 errors in the field that have led to runs, and that we saw it last week, and we're seeing it again today. If you're playing solid defense, you usually win the game. Nick Vogelmeyer leads it off. He grounded to short in the first and flew to center field and got a 2-base error on the center fielder when the ball popped out of his glove, and takes a ball low here to start the bottom of the 4th. Ball outside, 2-0. Connor Grant on deck. Ball outside. Like that. Called that one a strike. So 2-1. Ball outside. We're not quite in sync with the scoreboard. I thought it was 3-1. The scoreboard shows 2-1. We'll see if he throws another ball, if he takes a base. And he walked him. Field pretty much covered in shadow right now from the clouds. Connor Grant.
At first, here's number 12, Connor Grant.
Connor Grant singled his first time out and grounded to second in the 2nd inning. Foul back out of play.
As quickly as you say that the clouds look to be covering it, it looked like the sun might have peeked through for a moment.
Just for a very brief one. Piesco takes his set, checks the runner at first. Runner goes. Ball low, and Vogelmeyer's got to steal a second. Ball popped out of the catcher's glove. He didn't have a chance at him.
You know, it almost looked like they might have gotten crossed up. He was looking for a curveball and got a fastball.
Fly ball, left center field. Center fielder's over. McKean's got it. And 1 down. McKean covered some territory that time because he was playing to the right field side of second base, and he flagged that one down.
1 down for the Dragons. Here's number 25, Nick Deeg.
Nick Deeg will bat. He was safe on a fielder's choice in the first and popped to the catcher in the 2nd. Checked his swing. They called it a strike. Must have been a foul tip. Way outside, gets past the catcher. That'll be a wild pitch. Vogelmeyer will take third.
Like part of him wanted to take home too, but wisely stayed at third.
Exactly, and he made the turn, and Coach Schrammick kind of said, "Hold on a minute, you'll get home soon enough." So 1 ball, 1 strike to Deeg. Ball low.
I'm half surprised that the infield isn't playing in here. They really cannot allow another run to score.
Well, they're in at third, and a base hit into right center field. That'll get the run in. Very solidly hit ball over the head of the second baseman. So that brings another run home. The Dragons now lead 7-0.
The dig hit at the plate. Number 5, second baseman Ryan Lambrecht.
We're going to see a courtesy runner, Miles Hardy, number 22, running for Nick Deeg.
Yeah, he was in earlier. Ryan Lambrecht's up. He walked into first and flew to center in 2 plate appearances. Trying to keep Hardy close. Fly ball center field. McKee going over. Makes a catch. That's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And a runner on first. That'll bring up
the Dragons. There's number 8, Roman Kuster.
Roman Kuster up. He doubled in the first and singled in the third. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored.
He's had a nice ball game today.
Off-speed pitch just a little outside and high. Oxford infield, kind of medium depth, in at the corners. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt, and it gets by the catcher, and Deeg will go to second on a passed ball. So this half inning, we've seen a wild pitch and a passed ball. And 2 flies to center field. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Dragons up 7-5. Piesco at the set, checks the runner at second. Off-speed pitch, good one, strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Outfield pretty much straight up, not too deep. Off-speed pitch outside, 2-2.
You know, I'm looking at Piesco, and after each pitch now, starting this inning, it seems like he's throwing his arm back, which could mean that he's tired.
Foul back. He's thrown a lot of pitches today.
This is a patient Dragon team that will work the count, and they can run up pitch counts on pitchers.
We haven't got enough spotters with us to try to handle pitch counts. It's all we can do just to keep track of who's at bat. 2-2 on Roman Kuster, 2 out. And a pitch. Another foul ball back out of play.
Guess where it went?
I think that, yeah, no, they're still playing over there from what we can see. Kuster standing in. Number 7, Brad Schanzer on deck. Swing and a miss. Got him. So that ends the 4th inning. Dragons score 1 on no hits. We finished 4. Dragons 7. Oxford nothing. We'll be right back.
At the end of 4, it's Dragons 7.
We are back here in Lake Orion. The score is 7-0 in favor of the Dragons. And you know, they have scored in each inning here, which when you score in each inning, you're probably going to lead the ball game. And that's what's happened here in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, 1 run, no hits, no errors for the Dragons that inning. And big high hopper to short. Vogelmeyer's got it. Throws to Kuster, throws over his head, and good backup by Connor Grant. Hustled down the line, got the rebound, held the runner at first.
And that's why they teach you since T-ball to always back up the play.
So he's safe on an error by the shortstop. First base runner since the 3rd inning for the Oxford Wildcats.
And we're going to get a courtesy runner. It'll be number 31, Chris McGowan.
Yeah. Number 22,
number 31, Chris McGowan.
The pitcher, PJ Piesco, is up. He grounded out to first in the second inning.
Number 22, PJ Piesco.
He comes up with one on and nobody out here in the top of the 5th. First error of the day on the Dragons. Pop foul, out of play. Vogelmeyer had time. I think he hurried his throw a little bit and just kind of airmailed it a little bit to Kuster. You know, Kuster's 6'5", but he'd had to be 7'5" to catch that one.
Vogelmeyer's usually a pretty sure-handed shortstop, but those things tend to happen.
Ground ball to second. Could be. Throw to short 1, and that's all they're going to get. Good slide by the runner, and it looked like the second baseman, Ryan Lambick, had a little problem getting the ball out of his club. He had to do a little backhand flip to Vogelmeyer, and they just got the force at second. So Piesco's safe on the fielder's choice.
1 down for the Wildcats.
1 down. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jordan Anderson. He struck out swinging in the 3rd. Ball gets away from Connor Grant, and the runner takes second. That'll be a passed ball.
Pass balls are something that you want to try to do your best to avoid because you really don't want those runners to start moving up.
Nick Vogelmeyer's going to go out and talk to Nick Deeg a little bit. Just going to say, that's okay, don't worry about it. I got this guy. One down here in the top of the 5th. Ball outside. 2-0. 1 man down. Dragons up. 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Dragons. No hits, no runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Oxford. Ball low, gets through Connor Grant's legs again, and that'll move the runner to 3rd.
It's 2 passed balls in this inning. You know, pass balls allow. They started off with a runner on first, a couple pass balls, and all of a sudden he is on 3rd.
Connor Grant's just saying, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my glove down. So runner on 3rd with 1 out. This is the furthest that a runner has advanced all game. Best they've had is a runner at 2nd, back in the 2nd inning. Strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Runner on 3rd. Ground ball, second base. That'll get a run in. Anderson's out. Piesco scores. That'll bring up the
2 down for the Wildcats. There's number 23, second baseman David Kitchener.
That'll bring up the second baseman David Kitchener. He flew to left in the 3rd inning. Strike on the outside corner.
Kitchener's one of those few players nowadays that does not wear batting gloves.
Old school. We talked about that against Clarkston. Got a little tape on his fingers. I'm waiting for him to rub a little dirt in his hands. Come on. That's old school. Dig into the motion. Swing and a miss, and that got him. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 1 run on no hits for Oxford. We're through 4.5. Dragons lead 7-1. We'll be right back.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Dragons come up bottom half of the fifth inning. Doug Corliss, Jack Dietrich with you. Dragons up 7-1. And if I can find my promo sheet, there we go. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Learn the basics of studio and field production with ONTV's staff of video professionals. We offer hands-on instruction in a fun atmosphere. Orion residents pay only $10. Call ONTV to find out more at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Or visit our webpage at orionontv.org.
Leading off the Dragon half of the fifth inning, here's number 7, Brad Schenzer.
Brad Schenzer leads it off for the Dragons. He walked in the first and flew to right field in the third inning. 0 for 1. Ball outside, 1-1. Yeah, we've seen some odd innings here the last couple days with runs with no hits, ground ball up the middle, shortstop's got it, throws to first, got him.
Well, you want to talk about oddities. You look back at what at first I thought was the final play of the game in the game against Clarkston, where the ball got through, runners scored, runners got tagged out and run down. Yep. It was quite a play.
Good play by the shortstop, Sean Donaldson. Get over,
24,
get the ball
fielder,
right
Josh
over
Bays.
second base and gun him out at first. Fly ball, left field. Left fielder's coming in, dives, got it.
Quite a
good catch by Vinny Griffith. The ball looked like it fooled him a little bit, and then he got it, came in, made a sliding catch. So just like that, 2 down.
Nolan Page.
And the DH Nolan Page is up. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning and safe on an error in the third. So he hasn't had an official at-bat yet today. He's up with 2 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Ground ball, first base. Easy play for Jordan Anderson, and the Dragons go 1-2-3 for the first time today. We've finished 5. Dragons lead 7-1. You're watching exclusive coverage of Lake Orion baseball here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We're here for the top of the 6th. 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Dragons. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for Oxford. Nick Deeg has been totally in control in this game, striking out 10
11.
or so. 11, yeah. So here to bring us the top of the 6th, here's Jack.
Hello, everybody. It is the top of the 6th. We see Nick Deeg back on the mound as he finishes up his warm-up pitches. Number 22, it appears. PJ Piesco will lead it off.
Top of the order.
Oh, top of the order?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Vinny Griffith.
Yeah, Vinny's...
Here come the Wildcats leading off the top of the 6th.
Vinny's 0 for 1.
21. Vinny
Struck out in the
Griffith.
1st, walked in the 3rd.
Deeg on the mound, looks in for the sign. He's got the one he wants, the windup, and the first pitch is a called strike. It is 0-1.
Nice pitch, nice fluid motion. That's what you look for. After 5 innings, he's still got that fluid motion.
This pitch is a called ball.
Yeah, a little off-speed pitch, get away from it. Infield back at 2nd and short, even with the bag at 1st.
Fouled off onto the JV field.
Vinny Griffith made a great sliding catch last half inning on that ball off the bat of Josh Bays.
Ball in the dirt. Push the count to 3-2.
Nice to see Connor Grant back. After I saw him get his knee hurt during football season, I didn't think he'd be back. I talked to him after the Clarkston game last week. I said, is it okay? And he said, yeah, he's back to 100%. Because boy, he had a real ugly knee injury during one of the playoff games last year.
And there we see strikeout number 12 for Nick Deeg.
That's 2nd strikeout today by Vinny Griffith.
Just an overpowering performance.
One down for the Wildcats. There's number 11, Colin McKean.
Colin McKean struck out twice today.
One and knows the count on McKean. Make that 2-0 as the ball is in the dirt.
Hardest thing to do now for a pitcher is not to overthrow. You've thrown 5 innings.
Ooh.
Just keep that, try to keep that motion. Throw to the glove. Don't try to overthrow. Don't try to reach back and find something extra. Just trust your talent. You walked him on 4 straight.
I believe that's the 2nd walk of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
We're going to get a mound visit with the pitching coach.
Is that Coach Caritas out there?
With a runner on 1st and 1 out for the Wildcats, here's number 7, Travis Shufflin.
That was Coach Wick going out, just saying, "Look, you're doing fine. Just keep doing what you've been doing."
After the walk, that brings up Travis Shufflin. Struck out twice today. Quick throw over to 1st. The ball gets away. Runner's taking off for 2nd. He will make it there. Kuster runs it down. He's going to 3rd. The throw to 3rd is not in time. An aggressive base running by Oxford allows for a man to move to 3rd.
Yeah, it'd be an error know if that's going to be an error on the pitcher or on the first baseman. I'm trying to get something from our official scorer here. He says it's an error on the pitcher. Thank you. Yeah, it's a throwing error. It's got to be. So now runner on third.
Called strike on Shufflin. Swing and a miss. Very aggressive lead by number 11, Colin McGean. Swing and a miss. And that's strikeout number 13.
Two down for the Wildcats. There's number 8, Brennan Orr.
That brings up the right fielder, Brennan Orr.
Yeah, he's been another one struck out twice today.
Check swing, called strike. Runner on third in a 7-1 ball game in favor of Lake Orion.
Nice pitch.
Called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. Deegs one pitch away from stranding that runner at third. Swing and a miss, and there's number 14. Oxford strands a runner at third after the throwing error. It is 7-1 in favor of Lake Orion, and we will be right back on Orion Neighborhoods Television production of Varsity Baseball.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I don't want to be another number.
I don't want to be another number. I don't want to be another number.
I don't want to be another number.
I don't want to be another number. I don't want to be just another number.
We're back for the bottom Dragon half of the 6th inning. Dragons up 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 error for the Dragons, 1 run, 1 hit, 3 errors for Oxford Wildcats. We'll remind you again, DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. That's DVD copies 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060.
Now pitching for the Wildcats, number 15, Tyler Scott.
Tyler Scott's the
And
new
at the
pitcher.
plate for the Dragons, number 9, Daniel Hunter.
As PJ Piesco's game is done. Daniel Hunter, the third baseman, stands in for Lake Orion.
Yeah, Dan's had a sacrifice in 2 trips, grounded out to second in the 3rd.
First pitch from Scott is skied in the air. Second baseman looks to be under it. He's got it, and there is 1 away.
One down for the Dragons. Here's the shortstop, number 2, Nick Vogelmeyer.
Back to the top of the order as Nick Vogelmeyer steps in with 1 away.
And Nick's grounded to short, safe on an error, and walked in 3 plate appearances.
Looks at ball 1. Ball lone outside. Push the count to 2-0. And that's a ball low, and quickly it's 3-0 on Nick Vogelmeyer. Get me over fastball for a strike.
Yeah, Tyler Scott just looks like he just comes right over the top, nothing fancy.
Vogelmeyer thought he had a walk, but the home plate umpire brings him back, and it's a full count. Scott's almost got a little bit of a hesitation right before he throws the ball. Ground ball to the third baseman. He's got it. Strong throw over to first, and that is 2 away.
Good strong throw by Travis Shufflin, the third baseman.
2 down for the Dragons. Here's number 12.
He got
Connor
a really
Grant.
good hop. He got the ball right at shoulder level, and it was real easy to get out of his glove then.
Fly ball into right field. Looks like it might go foul, and it does.
Yeah, Connor Grant's had a single on 3 trips today. He grounded to second, flew to center, and
waiting for the right fielder to get back in position. Scott's ready. The pitch is hit into the gap in right center, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So Connor Grant's got a single. That'll bring up Nick Deeg.
yeah, Nick's been on twice today. In between, he popped to the catcher.
With a Dragon on first, here's number 25, Nick Deeg.
Joe Turnbull will be the courtesy runner for Connor Grant.
Yeah, he made an appearance earlier in the game.
Running at first for the Dragons, number 3, Joe Turnbull.
Sounds like Joe Turnbull might have a cheering section.
Yeah. Got a little advice there from first base coach Denny Recknagel.
1-0 on Deeg. Ball gets away. That's going to push the runner up to second. He rounds it, but looks like he's going to head back.
And our official scorer scored that as a wild pitch or a passed ball? Wild pitch, he said. Nick Deeg stands in real close to the plate.
Taken low, and it's 3-0. Runner on second in this 7-1 ball game. And this is going to be hit up the middle and caught by the center fielder. That'll end the inning. Second inning that the Dragons don't score. At the end of 6, it is 7-1 in favor of Lake Orion. We will be right back on ONTV's production of Varsity Baseball.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
So the Dragons trying to close it out here in the top of the 7th, up 7-1. It's kind of been the Nick Deeg show, but it's also been a lot of swinging strikes by the Oxford batters, and this game's had just about everything. Pass balls, wild pitches, errors, strikeouts, fly balls, balls flying out of gloves, balls flying into gloves, you name it, we've had it all today.
And you know, right in the middle of it, like you said, Nick Deeg. He's had just a fantastic day. He's allowed 1 run on 1 hit and just 14 strikeouts. That kind of speaks for itself.
Here we go to the top of the 7th, leading off for Oxford, number 3, Jeremy White.
The run that he allowed was an unearned run. Jeremy White has a single and 2 trips.
Fly ball, leaping catch by the left fielder, and quickly there was 1 away after 1 pitch.
1 down for the Wildcats. At the plate, number 2, Josh Arndt.
Josh Arndt struck out in the 2nd, safe on an error by the shortstop in the 5th in 2 plate appearances.
First pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. Arndt is the catcher for the Oxford Wildcats. Takes another pitch outside.
Same defensive alignment for the Dragons.
3 pitches and 3 balls. They'll wind up in the pitch. And it's another get-me-over fastball. 3-1. And it is outside, so that's ball 4. So a walk for Josh Arndt, and that will bring up number 15, Tyler Scott.
Yeah, Tyler Scott came in for PJ Piesco last 2 innings ago.
Now running for Oxford, number 31, Chris McGowan.
This is
at the plate, number 15, Tyler Scott.
This is his first plate appearance.
First pitch to Scott is a called strike, 0-1. Courtesy runner Chris McGowan is now on first for Josh Arndt.
It'd be nice to say that the Wildcats have made the most of their chances, but number 1, they haven't had that many chances.
And you can thank Nick Deeg for that, as he's just been pitching wonderful today. Pop up, and it's going to get out of play.
Yeah, 14 strikeouts is a pretty good day's work.
Deeg looks in for the sign, checks the runner at first. The pitch is in the dirt, and it is a swinging strike, and that's going to be the 15th strikeout.
15.
So there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, leaves it up to Jordan Anderson, who struck out in the 3rd and was out on a ground ball to 2nd.
First
in
pitch
the 5th.
in the dirt. Anderson's
at the
the
plate
last
for the
chance
Wildcats,
for the
number
Wildcats.
56, Jordan Anderson.
The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Slow curveball called for a strike.
Good pitch.
1-2. Runner on first. Wildcats down to their last strike. Deeg steps off, gathers himself, and now he's ready. Shakes off the first 2 pitches. He's ready. The 1-2 is just off the plate. It is now 2-2.
And that was close. That was just outside.
Swing and a foul ball.
Right back to us for the exception of a little bit of chain link fencing. Our home plate photographer would have caught it right in her lens.
Gets the pitch he wants. The pitch is a ground ball to Deeg, and it gets through him. Picked up by the second baseman, throw on to first, and that will end the ball game.
And there's your final. The Lake Orion Dragons 7, Oxford Wildcats 1.
Final score is 7-1. Quick look at the line. It's 1 run on 1 hit and 3 errors for Oxford, 7 runs on 6 hits, and 1 error for Lake Orion. We'll be right back on ONTV.
ONTV is proud to bring local government meetings to the community live on Comcast Channel 20 and AT&T U-verse Channel 99. However, if you're unable to watch the meetings on their original broadcast date, you can watch replays on our website at a time that best fits your viewing schedule. Visit orionontv.org and click on the large Meetings on Demand button on the left side of our homepage. Then click the month and year of the meeting you are looking for. You will be presented with a list of meetings for that month. Click on the meeting you wish to watch and then click on the View Select Program button. The media player features a play-pause button, a scrub bar, volume bar, and a full screen mode. You can also skip ahead by clicking on the indexed agenda items below the video. ONTV hopes to continue to make not only the meetings, but all of our programming accessible online through our website and our YouTube channel. For more information, visit orionontv.org or call us at 248-693-3377. ONTV, bringing your government to you.
Dragons come away with a 7-1 victory over the Oxford Wildcats, and what a pitching performance by Nick Deeg today, Jack.
Oh, that doesn't even begin to say how good he did today. 15 strikeouts, and in 7-inning games, that is quite an accomplishment. You know, he was in and out on the strike zone, he was mixing pitches, and the Wildcats just didn't have anything to answer with.
When I talked to Coach Schrammick during the pregame, I mentioned that they really haven't had a lot of extra base power. The Dragons haven't had a lot of extra base power, and it kind of came through today. They only had 1 extra base hit. That was the double in the first inning from Roman Kuster. Everything else they manufactured, or they let Oxford give them the runs by fielding gas pass balls, whatever, wild pitches, however they had to. So it shows me that, number one, they don't need a lot of extra base power. And number two, they will take advantage over an opponent's mistakes. And again, asked Coach Schrammick, how comfortable are you? And he said, well, you know, I'll take what I can get. I like the team I've got. And we showed it that they know how to manufacture runs.
A big tool that Lake Orion can take advantage of is they have aggressive yet smart base runners. So on a pass ball, you will see them take second. And if a throwing error, you might see them take third. You know, it's just smart base running by Lake Orion.
Dragons go on the road for a game and then come back next week, I believe. We're not sure when our next telecast is. We'd like to take a minute to thank our entire ONTV crew. Rachel ran the scoreboard today. Our producer, director, Joe Velez, was walking around like an octopus today. His arms are going everywhere. So for Jack Dietrich and our entire ONTV crew, I'm Doug Corliss. Once again, our final score, the Lake Orion Dragons 7, the Oxford Wildcats 1. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.